I'm Mom Janet and classmates. Good day. This week, we will be exploring the topic of performance management, which will be presented by yours truly, Beverly Rose Aframias, together with my partner, Mr. Florante Palpes. To begin, we'd like to ask you a question. How do you usually evaluate the performance of your subordinates or colleagues in your organization? We'd be happy to read your responses in the classroom chat box. Now moving on to the main topic. What is performance management? Performance management is a continuing process with human resource development that involves setting goals, providing continuous feedback, and developing employees to align their performance with organizational objectives. It's a continuous cycle of planning, monitoring, developing, and rating performance, moving beyond traditional annual reviews to foster employee engagement, improve productivity, and support organizational success. Now, let's explore the evolution of performance management. First phase from 1908 to 1914, rise of Taylorism and scientific management principles. In 1908, Frederick Winslow Taylor applied his scientific management principles to find out how the work potential of individuals affected their productivity. Frederick Taylor introduced scientific management to improve productivity by analyzing tasks and optimizing work performance. Henry Ford applied ideas to car manufacturing, creating a repetitive, simplified task that enabled unskilled workers to perform efficiently, laying the foundation for mass production. So this phase marked the beginning of structured performance management, focused on efficiency and task standardization. Second phase, 1914 to 1920, Taylorism popularity in the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics. In 1940, Taylor introduced a performance appraisal system, emphasizing individual traits, knowledge, punctuality, loyalty, over goal achievement, or service quality. This phase marked a shift toward evaluating personal attributes and saw Taylorism gain international traction, especially in socialists and economists. Third phase, from 1930 to 1960, growing popularity of W. D. Scott's performance appraisal process. Walter D. Scott introduced a man-to-man comparison scale during World War I, inspired by Taylor's principles. It marked a shift toward structure evaluations, though still focused more on traits than tangible outcomes. Fourth phase, from 1960 to 1970, the annual confidential reports become a part of a performance appraisals. In the early 1960s, performance appraisals were based on annual confidential reports, which provided significant information about employee performance. These reports were also known as employee service records. This phase marked transition toward more structured, goal-based appraisals with limited transparency. Fifth phase, 1980 to 2000s, 360-degree feedback became ubiquitous. 360-degree feedback gained popularity in 1980s to 1990s, involving input from peers, subordinates, and supervisors. By year 2000s, appraisals became development-focused with goal setting between managers and employees at the start of the year. Annual performance reviews became the standard for evaluating progress and potential. So these phases mark a shift toward holistic, collaborative, and future-oriented performance management. Next is the recent trends. In recent year and the present, performance management has evolved even more. Companies are now ditching annual performance reviews and choosing frequent feedback. The definition of an effective performance management will continue to change, as more organizations recognize the importance of having a positive and productive work culture. Some of the newest shifts in performance management being adapted as of 2024 to 2025, such as AI-enabled insights and coaching, continuous adaptive goal setting, employee well-being and burnout metrics, and lastly, holistic performance indicators. Next is future, or in year 2030, an artificial intelligence will play a central role in transforming performance management systems. AI tools will analyze real-time data, predict future performance, personalize development, enhance objectivity. Natural language processing, which will help interpret qualitative feedback and sentiment from peer reviews and communication. Also automation. Employees will also receive instant feedback. In this phase, this will mark a shift from static evaluation to dynamic, data-driven, and employee-centric performance ecosystems. What is the difference between performance management and performance appraisal? Performance management and performance appraisal are distinct yet related concepts. A performance appraisal is an annual evaluation typically focused on past performance. It often feels static and retrospective and therefore ineffective. Conversely, performance management is a continuous, dynamic process. Rather than a one-year event, it involves regular dialogue between employees and managers, facilitating real-time feedback and ongoing development. The right performance management system creates a more engaging and interactive process that empowers employees to take charge of their own performance and giving managers resources to support their team effectiveness. So let's take a look at this table. As to frequency, performance management is continuous, so it can be weekly, monthly, or quarterly, while performance appraisal is periodic. It is annual or semi-annual. For purpose, performance management is aligning goals, developing employees, and supporting growth, while performance appraisal evaluate past performance and inform decisions. As to approach, for performance management, it is collaborative and development focused, while in appraisal, it is formal and evaluative. For timing focus, performance management is from present performance and future prospects, while for appraisal, it focuses on past performance. Moving on, why is performance management important? Performance management is an integral component of any successful organization. It plays a pivotal role in aligning employee efforts with company goals, fostering individual growth, and ensuring a motivated and productive workforce. Let's take a look why performance management is essential. First, aligning with organizational goals. So performance management aligns employees' actions with strategic goals by translating them into clear individual targets, ensuring unified direction and effective contribution to organizational success. It also enhances employee performance. So performance management sets clear expectations and offers regular feedback, helping employees understand their roles and impact. This clarity boosts motivation, productivity, and overall performance. Also facilitating employee development. So this is the key component of performance management, enabling employees to identify areas for improvement and skill development. These evaluations offer opportunities for targeted training and
career growth, helping employees and advance personally and professionally. It also promotes open communication. So regular performance discussions promote open communication, build trust, make employees feel valued, and support timely issue resolution. This is key to a healthy and collaborative workplace. It also ensures objective evaluation. A structured performance management systems ensures objective employee evaluations, reducing biases and promoting fairness, trust, and morale. It also boosts motivation and engagement. Recognizing and rewarding strong performance boosts morale, drives engagement, and cultivates a high-performance culture through incentive and promotions. It also addressing poor performance. Performance management enables early detection and correction of underperformance through clear feedback and actions, preserving productivity and guiding fit decisions when needed. It also supports data-driven decisions. It provides that the information HR decisions on training, resource allocation, and workforce planning, aligning actions with strategic goals and boosting efficiency. It also ensures legal compliance. An effective performance management systems ensures compliance with labor laws by maintaining accurate performance records, protecting organizations from legal risk during disputes or grievances. And lastly, encouraging continuous improvement. This is not a one-time event, but a continuous process. It promotes a culture of ongoing improvement and adaptability, which is essential in today's dynamic business environment. Continuous improvement helps organizations stay competitive and responsive to market changes. This is a thorough and insightful breakdown of why performance management is vital. It clearly connects strategic goals with individual growth while emphasizing fairness, communication, and continuous improvement, well-structured and compelling. Moving on, what are the objectives of performance management? It aligns individual goals with organizational objectives. It enhances employee growth and development. It fosters culture of accountability. It also informs in decision-making. It also improves employee performance, increase productivity and efficiency, and it is a drive business results. This comprehensive overview highlights how performance management serves as a strategic backbone of organizational success. Each objective, from aligning goals to driving business results, demonstrates how a well-structured system not only enhances individual performance but also strengthens the entire organization. By fostering accountability, supporting development, and leveraging data-driven insights, performance management becomes a powerful tool for cultivating a motivated, efficient, and future-ready workforce. Moving on to the 4 stages of performance management. A typical performance management cycle has 4 stages. So let's explore them in more detail. First stage is planning. The planning stage is dedicated to establishing performance expectations with employees. Job descriptions should clearly outline these goals to attract right candidates. After hiring the candidate, you need to reconfirm these expectations and set SMART goals and employee performance metrics together. Performance management plans must also be
flexible so they can be adjusted as organizational objectives change along the way. The employee should be actively involved in the planning process, because this increases satisfaction and motivation to improve. Second stage is monitoring. During this stage, HR and managers must regularly monitor employee performance concerning the goals set and provide feedback to employees on their progress. Doing this regularly rather than annually allows issues to be highlighted and corrected sooner rather than later. Performance management software can assist in tracking employee performance in real time. Still, data and reports should not be a substitute for face-to-face discussion. Third stage is developing. During the developing stage, the data collected during the monitoring stage is analyzed and used to boost employee performance. Underperformance may be corrected by suggesting refresher course, further training, performance coaching, and other learning and development methods. Managers and HR could further facilitate superior performance by assigning an extra project to help improve knowledge and performance, allowing the employee to excel further. And the last stage is trading and rewarding. The final stage wherein employee performance needs to be rated regularly throughout the year and during the performance review or appraisal. This helps quantify employee performance, determine the value added by each employee to organization. Both employees and managers should give their evaluations for the 60-degree feedback. Continual, subpar performance could lead to cross-functional more or dismissa. Your organization should also recognize and reward superior performance. You can do this through praise and recognition, a rise in salary, or a promotion.
Let's explore some of the most prominent models that companies utilize to drive success. First model is the Balanced Scorecard model, the 360-degree feedback model, management by objectives, behaviorally uncorrelated rating scales, continuous performance management, and high-performance work system. Let's delve into the first Balanced Scorecard model. The scorecard model is a strategic performance management framework developed by Robert Kaplan and David Norton. It ensures that managers look at the business from 4 crucial perspectives: linking objectives, measures, targets, and initiatives. It works in the genius of improving learning and growth, internal processes, customer value proposition, and financial results. These perspectives create a chain of cause and effect where improvement in one area like learning leads to improvement in the next like the internal processes, eventually resulting in a better customer satisfaction and financial results. This perspective is focusing on the question, if we succeed, how will we look to our shareholders? This measures how key indicators include revenue growth, cost reduction, profit margins, return on investment, and cash flow. Leads to measure the economic consequences of past actions and ensure the organization's strategy is creating a long-term financial value. In the value of creation or the customer perspective, this perspective focuses on the question, to achieve our vision, how must we look to our customers? It measures that indicators related to customer satisfaction, customer retention, market share, customer profitability, and brand perception. Its goal is to translate a company's value proposition into specific measurable objectives that drive sales and loyalty. The third perspective is efficiency and quality. It answers the question, to satisfy our shareholders and customers, what business processes must we excel at? It focuses the critical internal operations to create and deliver the customer value proposition and ultimately lead to financial success. It measures indicators related to operational efficiency, product development, cycle time, production quality, process speed, and cost per process. Its goal is to identify and improve the mission-critical processes that have the greatest impact on customer satisfaction and financial goals. Finally, on the learning and growth perspective, this focuses on its future capability. It focuses on the achievement of their vision and how must we sustain our ability to change and improve. It measures the indicators related to employee skills, competency levels, training hours, employee engagement or satisfaction, organizational culture, and information system availability. Its goal is to provide long-term capacity for continuous improvement and innovation that is necessary to drive future success in the internal processes, customer, and financial areas. Implementing the balanced scorecard model is developing a strategy map. By developing a strategy map, we should identify strategic objectives for each perspective. That is the financial, customer, internal processes, learning, and growth. We must also link objectives to create a cause and effect chain. Second is to define the objectives and KPIs. We should set specific measurable objectives for each perspective and identify the KPIs to measure the progress towards these objectives. After that, we set the targets and initiatives, where we establish the targets for each KPI and identify initiatives to achieve objectives and improve performance. After setting the targets and initiatives, we cascade the objectives and deploy objectives and KPIs throughout the organization. We also align it to the departmental and individual goals within the corporate strategy. And then we monitor and review by tracking their progress regularly and reviewing and adjusting to such strategy. On to the 360 feedback model. This powerful tool offers a holistic view of an individual's performance by gathering feedback from multiple sources. Instead of just a manager's perspective, the feedback comes from supervisors, managers, peers or colleagues, subordinates or direct reports, customers, internal and external, and even self-assessment. Thanks to the significant contribution of David W. Brocken and Maxine A. Jones on their development and research of multi-rater feedback systems, which was popularized by the Personnel Decisions International and its associates. The goal here is to provide a comprehensive understanding of an employee's strengths and development areas, fostering greater self-awareness and targeted growth. It's particularly effective for leadership development and fostering a culture of continuous improvement. Key components would include anonymous feedback, which encourages honest and unbiased input, standardized questionnaires, which typically uses surveys or questionnaires to collect feedback, multiple raters, where feedback from various stakeholders provide a comprehensive view, and a feedback report, where a summary of results highlighting strengths and development areas. It's typically done by identifying who will provide the feedback. This is through selecting raters. Now distribute the surveys by sending standardized questionnaires to selected raters, which is usually done through online. After distributing these surveys, we gather the feedback through a typically secure platform, and then we generate a report by compiling the results into a feedback report, highlighting the strengths and the development areas. And then we share the results with the employee, together with a facilitator or a coach. And finally, in order to address the development areas and build on strengths, we create a development plan. In using the 360-degree feedback model, we should ensure anonymity to encourage honest feedback, use a mix of quantitative and qualitative questions, focus on behaviors and skills and not the personality traits, and reuse the results for development and not just evaluation. Model is the Management by Objectives, or MBO, which was popularized by Peter Drucker in his 1954 book The Practice of Management. MBO emphasizes setting clear, measurable goals collaboratively between employees and their managers. The core principle is that employees are more engaged and motivated when they are involved in setting their own objectives. Its key aspects includes goal setting, or objectives which are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound or SMART. We also develop plans through action planning, where employees determine the steps to achieve their goals. And then we monitor the progress through feedback or regular reviewing track progress. And then we evaluate the performance through performance-based evaluation. MBO aims to align individual performance with overall organizational goals, ensuring that everyone is pulling in the same direction. This also boosts motivation, communication, and performance through collaborative goal setting and feedback. We have the behaviorally anchored rating scales, or BARS. BARS is a model that addresses some of the subjectivity often found in traditional rating scales. BARS combines quantitative ratings with qualitative, behavioral descriptions. For each performance dimension, specific examples of both effective and ineffective behaviors are provided, serving as anchors. It is a performance appraisal method developed by Patricia Kane-Smith and Lorne Kendall in 1963. It is used to evaluate employee performance by anchoring rating to specific behavioral examples. MARS involves identifying key behaviors impacting job performance. It also develops behavioral anchors, which by setting specific examples of effective and ineffective behaviors, and scaling such anchors which are placed on a rating scale. Benefits includes reducing bias by minimizing subjective ratings. It also improves accuracy by focusing on observable behaviors, and it also enhances feedback by clearing examples which facilitate constructive feedback. It also increases fairness by standardized ratings, which promotes equity, and it also supports development, which identifies behaviors for improvement. For example, instead of just rating customer service from 1 to 5, it is as presented within the customer interaction behavioral anchors. That 5 looks like with a specific behavioral example. Proactively identifies and resolves complex customer issues before they escalate. This approach enhances objectivity and provides clearer expectations and offers more actionable feedback. MARS is typically done by first identifying critical behaviors. We determine key behaviors impacting our job performances. Second, we develop behavioral anchors, or we create a specific example of effective and ineffective behaviors. And then we scale these anchors by placing it on a rating scale. We train the raters by using the BARS effectively. And then we evaluate the performance using BARS to rate employee performance, and then we provide feedback by discussing ratings and feedback with the employees. Model is the Continuous Performance Management Model, or CPM. This is a modern approach that shifts away from annual, retrospective reviews towards ongoing dialogues and real-time feedback. It is an ongoing process where managers and employees regularly check in, discuss progress, and provide feedback to improve in performance and achieve goals. It was popularized by Josh Bersin and research firms like Gartner, advocating for more agile and continuous performance management approaches. Its key components includes regular check-ins, goal setting, continuous feedback, and development planning. CPM is usually done by first setting clear goals and expectations. By aligning individual goals with organizational objectives, we set these goals and expectations for our employees. Second is regular check-ins by holding frequent manager-employee meetings weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly. And then we provide continuous bit feedback by sharing feedback and coaching in real time. And then we track its progress by using tools or software to monitor progress and feedback. And then we adjust and adapt to make changes as needed to the goals, plans, or approach that we have indicated. And then we have the annual review by summarizing progress and feedback for performance evaluation. PM fosters a culture of agility, continuous learning, and stronger manager-employee relationships, keeping performance constantly aligned with dynamic business needs. Finally, we look at the High-Performance Work System, or the HPWS model. HPWS integrates various HR practices, including performance management, to maximize employee performance and commitment, thereby improving overall organizational performance. It also focuses on systems and practices, creating a high-performance culture. It was developed by Jeff Pepper and Mark Husselin. HPWS key components include selective staffing, extensive training, employee involvement, performance management, compensation and benefits, and information sharing. PWS is typically implemented by aligning HR practices with business strategy, designing high-performance work systems, communicate and involve employees, monitor and evaluate, and continuously improving such business strategy. WS model emphasizes creating an environment where employees are highly skilled, highly motivated, and have the opportunity to contribute significantly to organizational success. In summary, we have explored 6 powerful models: the balanced scorecard for strategic alignment, the 360-degree feedback for multi-score insights, management by objectives for collaborative goal setting, behaviorally anchored rating scales for objective feedback, continuous performance management for agile development, and the high-performance work system for holistic HR integration. Each of these models offers unique strengths, and the most effective organizations often combine elements from several to create a tailored approach that fits their culture and strategic objectives. Understanding these models is the first step towards building a robust and effective performance management system for any organization. Challenges in performance management include the lack of clear goals, where employees often feel lost due to unclear expectations, which can lead to frustration and underperformance. Do we solve it? We start with a SMART goal setting to provide a clear roadmap for our team. These goals must align with the broader organizational strategy and must be communicated clearly. This way, everyone on your team knows exactly what part they'll play in achieving these goals. This clarity helps employees focus their efforts and significantly enhances engagement and productivity. Second challenge is keeping feedback frequent and fair. Feedback is often limited to annual reviews, leaving employees in the dark about their performance throughout the year. So how do we solve this? Companies that adopt continuous performance feedback significantly outperform competition at a 24% higher rate. We switch from yearly to regular feedback sessions to keep our team engaged in improving. Third challenge is tackling bias in evaluation. Since personal biases can skew evaluations, resulting in unfair and inaccurate assessments, this issue arises when feedback is overly influenced by individuals' opinions rather than objective performance metrics. In order to solve this, we must combat this and bring more fairness into the evaluation process. We should consider using the models as presented above. Fourth challenge is the stagnant tools can be also stagnate our performance management. While many companies struggle with outdated performance management, according to Deloitte, 70% of organizations are updating or have recently reviewed their performance management systems, meaning as2 should invest in modern, user-friendly performance management software that integrates seamlessly with other HR tools. We must look for features that facilitate real-time feedback and customizable evaluation metrics. We're struggling with outdated performance management tools. We could use PeopleStrong, which lets us easily set up clear goals and OKRs that align with your business aims. It's a performance management system which provides features like continuous feedback and 360-degree reviews right at our fingertips. Fifth challenge is the lack of employee engagement. Often employees feel disconnected from the performance management process, seeing it as a routine exercise rather than a meaningful part of their own career growth. In order to solve this, we must remember that companies with higher than average employee engagement achieve 24% higher earnings and 38% more productivity. This is why maintaining higher employee engagement is extremely crucial for our company or organizations. We should involve our team in setting their own goals to increase their commitment and relevance, and align these goals with each team member's career aspirations to keep them motivated and connected to their work. For the sixth challenge is the poor communication can create a negative impression on our employees. While misunderstandings and unmet expectations are common consequences of communication gaps between managers and employees, without a clear and consistent communications, It's easy for both parties to become misaligned on goals, expectations, and feedback, and it directly impacts our overall productivity. This performance management issue often stems from infrequent or ineffective communication where crucial details are either overlooked or not yet conveyed understandably. In order to solve this, and to bridge the gaps, we must build a setup that ensures that both managers and employees stay on the same page throughout the performance management cycle. We should set up channels for communications, encourage regular check-ins to keep the goals, expectations, and feedback aligned, hold frequent meetings, and make a consistent and clear communication that should reduce misunderstanding and keep our team moving smoothly. Challenge is the integration with other HR processes. Often, performance management is seen as a standalone activity, disconnected from other crucial HR processes. This siloed approach can limit its effectiveness and the overall strategic impact on our organization. To maximize performance management impact, it's essential to integrate it with other HR functions such as talent acquisition, learning and development, and succession planning. This creates a seamless strategy that supports an employee's journey from recruitment to development and future planning. Finally, the eighth challenge is overemphasis on quantitative metrics. There's a common trap in performance management where the focus leans heavily on numbers. This often leads to neglecting the qualitative aspects that paint a fuller picture of an employee's contribution and potential. In order to fix this, we should fix this imbalance by mixing quantitative metrics with qualitative assessments. We should incorporate peer reviews and encourage self-assessments. Incorporating peer reviews is allowing our team members provide feedback on each other's performance. This adds depth to the understanding of how someone's contribute beyond sales figures or completed tasks. In encouraging self-assessment, we give our employees a chance to evaluate their own work. This helps them reflect on their strengths and areas for improvement and provides valuable insights to managers about employee perceptions and challenges. As performance systems evolve, ensuring fairness and ethical integrity is now a key expectation. Here are what organizations should watch out for and do. Bias awareness and calibration. Inclusive evaluation criteria. Transparency of process. Privacy and ethical use of data. And legal and cultural sensitivity. In inclusive evaluation criteria, we should ensure criteria reflect diverse work styles, remote contributions, collaborations, innovations, not only visible or visibly measurable work. In bias awareness and calibration, we should conduct regular collaboration sessions across our managers or teams to align our standards and reduce bias. In transparency of process, employees would benefit when they understand how ratings or feedback are gathered, how decisions are made, and what recourse is available if they believe something unfair happened. For privacy and ethical use of data, with more digital tools such as feedback apps, AI analytics, we ensure that data is being used responsibly, especially for their personal data, consent or awareness, and the no over surveillance. For legal and cultural sensitivity, in different geographies or cultures may view feedback, performance rating, hierarchy differently, so systems should be flexible to adapt ethically to local norms and legal requirements. Let's move on to the companies with best performance management practices. This is driven by data, fueled by feedback, and united by growth. We have Google, Adobe, Microsoft, Netflix, Salesforce, Zappos, Accenture, Spotify, and Patagonia. Google uses objectives and key results to align employee goals with broader objectives. OKRs, which have one of the more popular performance management techniques around, provide transparency, ensuring every team member knows how their work contribute to the company's success. Adobe replace annual performance reviews with check-in conversations. These ongoing discussions focuses on real-time feedback, development, and aligning objectives. For Microsoft, Microsoft moved from a ranking-based system to continuous feedback, emphasizing employee development and collaboration. For Netflix high-performance culture emphasizes clear expectations, autonomy, and regular feedback. They encourage employees to act in the company's best interests with minimal micromanagement. For Salesforce, while Salesforce employs the V2MEM framework, vision, values, methods, obstacles, measures to align employee goals with company objectives and provide a clear roadmap for success. For Zappos integrates employee feedback and peer reviews into their evaluations, emphasizing culture fit and personal growth alongside business outcomes. As Ensure eliminated traditional performance ratings in favor of free time, one-on-one coaching sessions. And finally, Spotify emphasizes team-based feedback, where managers evaluate employees and collaboration, creativity, and ownership. That is all for today. This is Ms. Beverly Rhodes Ramirez and Mr. Fernando Belonga Valdez, reporting on performance management. We hope to see your comments on the comments section below. Mabuhay.